Welcome to Attican Plays Surviving the Aftermath.
All right. Hi, this is Attican, and welcome to Surviving the Aftermath. Surviving the Aftermath, Series 2, Episode 2. Now, in the last one, we got off to a really solid, conservative but solid start, where we've got our housing. We're using shanties so that our folks will reproduce, make us some babies. We have set up a school. We have 4 children right now being educated, and let's see what else. We've survived an electrical storm, which we were lucky. That was a no big deal early game, and then we found out about this change where these wells. Where you place them really matters. So we've got a well here producing 15 water, and we've got a second one, I think it's out here, also producing 15. And I went back and read the release notes for the big change that just came out that prompted this new series, and it explained quite a few things for me. One is, if you look here, what is that white? Well, what it's doing is if I select one building, it shows you all the other buildings of the same type that have a work area. So this is kind of the work area of that well, and this is the work area of that well. And both of these wells are producing 15 water for us. So we've got 30 water coming in just from 2 wells. So we're taking advantage of that and storing that water in towers, and that's the next thing we're going to do is build yet another tower. We're going to take advantage of that and try to get water stored up and take advantage of the fact that we're overproducing and store this water up now while we've got the time. And the tactic I've been taking is to just kind of put these water towers basically out of the way because they don't necessarily have to be integrated into anything else. The water just, as I put it before, magically goes there, and get them out of the way and save our space for other stuff. And of course we could integrate them in, and maybe that would be a better player might do that, but that's not what we're doing. All right, so what do we want to get done today? We want to, in this episode, what we want to do, obviously, is keep surviving, and we want to get some more research. So the thing we want to target next, we've got our, basically, communal living. That gave us the shanties. And we've got education. So the next thing we want to do is get our food settled down. And so what we're going to target is getting the communal eating, and which will give us the mess house and the logging camp, and that way we can start getting a multiplier effect on our food, and we won't have to build farm after farm after farm and trapper after trapper after trapper in order to keep people fed. So that's our goal out in the world, is to get that is to again find research. Right now we've got Platty running around picking up some of the nice stuff she found in her first pass. As we kind of looped around the stuff very close to our colony, and she's picking up some of this stuff for us. We've got some concrete. The concrete actually would be quite useful. So would the metal, just to give us a boost and allow us to build things more quickly in our colony. The tools would be nice. Well, tools, we're actually starting to get in better shape on those. That's another release note. I read that they have improved the tool and clothing production. I agree with that because it was a little too slow. It was really hard to keep up with clothes and tools. Every time I played, I had, by some point toward 100, 120 colonists, I would end up with people running around. Almost everybody was running around naked without any tools. So that's an improvement they made. The other thing I noticed is in the notes they have buffed the research and the scavenging, and I forget one other thing that for the specialists. And we noticed it in that first one where Platty got 150 research in one try rather than she got 200 rather than the 150 she used to get. So that's quite a change, and that's makes it a lot easier to go out and get your research done. All right, so where are we? Oh, well, let's just shoot. Sorry, let's just go. let's go. And we've got one person with a little radiation problem, but we're waiting on our healer to come back to get that done. But he's in a bed. That's a good thing. And we'll wait for this tower to get up, and then we'll decide what we want to build next. And these people, you know, you have to kind of figure out how games simulate time. That's one of the big things in learning a game and really understanding it is how are they handling time. In this game, time is those days are not days. The folks grow up very quickly, so our children will become adults pretty quickly. So it's really, it kind of makes it a valid tactic to you know, think about having children and then moving them into the workforce, because they will grow quickly. You know, you have a lot of babies and they grow up quickly, so it's not like you know, if we're trying to survive for 200 days and they never get out of the infant phase, right? They actually grow up very quickly and become working members of the society. So and if we do it right with our school system, then they become educated and exceptionally good members of our society, or better, more highly productive. So if we kind of look at our usual thing, we've got our water's in good shape. We're growing and we're building another tower to capture some more of that overproduction. Our food's in very good shape. We've got housing for everybody. We could think about, once we get this tower down, we could build another, start building our next set of housing if we wanted to get ahead. We could also think about, we've got 6 laborers here. What's the slowest thing for us? It looks like it's the scrapping. Oh, well, here's an easy thing to do. We'll double up our scrapping by adding another worker. And what we could do as well is give them a road. If we're going to have them walk out there, we could give them as much of a road as possible to make it quicker. And Platty, do we really want to? Let's just take the concrete back. Okay, now our concrete's in a lot better shape. And we'll have her go out and get the metal and kind of supercharge us that way also. Okay, no, we don't. We need a little bit more metal, and then that thing will be ready to go. And I'll bet you this person right here is bringing that metal out to us. There we go. So that's ready. So we can think about what do we want to build next. Let's just go ahead and put down another shanty. And Platty, go out there and get that metal for us. That would be helpful. And, I missed the 2 deposits. Let's pause this for a second. I've got a couple of stockpiles going, and we can see, if you click on one, we can see all the other stockpiles, what they're picking up. So that's kind of useful to tell us where we would want to put the emphasis. So this one's in good shape. This one got a little tiny bit of concrete, so we'll have to look into that. And then our food storage is red, meaning it's not picking up anything, which is a useful notification. So let's see, anything close down here? So we'll move our food storage down here, make sure it's picking something up, and we'll just keep trucking. We've got our shanty almost ready. The metal is definitely the slowest thing. We've got available workers. Why don't we set up another scrapper? Even if it's a temporary one. And and now what I have not done, I'm wondering if any of you have. I haven't done any of one of the things I did for Workers and Resources. I did a detailed study of how the people move. And that really helped with defining how the colonies, you know, how the Soviet towns should be set up. how to organize them to make them efficient. And I'll probably get into that in this, but I'm hoping somebody else has done it. That would be even better. Let's get a road going all the way out to that scrap to make that faster. And then let's run a road out to this scrap as well. And another scrapper. Where do we put it? So where I was going with that is, I don't know how they, move around and how much we need to, like, for example, we could put a scrapper here and we could put a shanty near it, and then they would have a place to live near where they work. But I don't know that you can control who lives where, and would we end up with people living here who work over here and people living down here who work up here? I don't know how that part goes yet. And I don't know how much efficiency gain you have by having the scrapper real close. It certainly would be a gain, there's no question about that, but how much? So let's try this. Let's just, so this is a little bit of shooting in the dark, but we will put a scrapper very, very close to that and let them work on that. We could even give them a nice nearby stockpile. Okay, bandits approach the gate. Okay, blackmail. We can. All right, in this one, they say they found our colonists. Now, the colonist isn't one of ours, but they are in trouble. We have the opportunity to save their life. And we could either give up 10 tools, which is a lot, but, with the update, we could do that. 5 parts. I don't want to give up the parts because we're going to need, there's a transition stage here where we get into setting up power and setting up mechanic shops to start making our own parts, and you need some parts to really do that well, to do that with a wind turbine rather than solar. So, okay. We are going to grab another colonist. We give up 10 tools, which is a whole lot, but we've got tools being made, and we get another worker. Okay, we've got our water tower. Now we're accumulating more water. That's excellent. We're still +8, even with the extra worker coming on board. Platty, pick up. Okay, she took some damage. Oh, another thing they said in the notes, what shouldn't happen anymore, I'd mentioned before, those triple deaths I was talking about where you have 3 skulls? With the change, if you have 100% health, you should not completely lose the person on one go at that triple health. They should survive. That's the way they put it. It's interesting they said should, they didn't say will. Okay, so let's have this scrapper work on that pile and give with a couple of workers. That should increase our metal output. Well, it should double our metal output, which is the slow one we've got going right now. Housing wise, we're in good shape. Okay. All right, bring us back some metal. Okay, there. Now our metal is in very good shape with that delivery. And let's give this one a range to pick up. What can you go out here? Okay, another group of survivors. Can you let us in? We won't harm you. 3 adults, 1 child. They've got some food with them. Oh, of course you can come on in. All right, let's see. Now let's do our usual process. We got new people. Got homeless, so we're going to need at least 1 more shanty. And, or another housing of some sort. We're positive. We're still positive, and we're still accumulating. So we're looking good on the water. Our food production and consumption is excellent, and we're doing well on all that. We've got 7 laborers now. So what do we want to do next? It would not hurt if we got some more farming down. We got this nice water spot out here. Let's see what we can do. Let's just see here what we can do with this farming. We can get 3 farms down easily right there. That'll give some of these people a way to contribute and just make sure we get more food coming in. We'll take our same tactic. We'll get a quick influx of corn and then shift over to potatoes and platting. We'd love for you to find us some more research. That's what we really, really want. And I believe this is another indication, you know, the difference between playing this on an easier setting and on the hardest settings, the way we're doing it, is that, you know, we're just not getting these specialists very quickly. So Platty's having to do all the work for us, so to speak. Oh yes, we need another shanty. All of our production's good now for our basic materials. There, we could use another water tower. Aha. There's some research. Good deal. Low on tools. Let's go ahead and boost our tool production and our clothing production. We'll double up people there. We've still got carriers available, and remember, we've got 6 farms now, and those farmers are part-time carriers for us. All right, so let's look here. The slavers. Okay, this. All right, so they call us out, they want to trade either food or clothing or tools for colonists. We can't do it, so we're just going to have to refuse. And then we see the leader seems more disappointed and angry, getting all high and mighty. You could have saved some of these runts, you know. There's no telling what the other owners will do to them, he grins. Maybe we'll add some of you to our catalog the next time we're around these parts. The leader threatens as they pack up the vehicles and speed away. So the impact of that is our colonists take a hit, a minor bandit event it's called. The people are sad because we weren't able to help out those poor souls. Oh, and the other thing I wanted to mention, I don't think I mentioned it in the last one, and it's in the release notes as well. This right here, this is so much nicer now, the way this looks. If I did mention this, sorry. The way the gate is now clearly a gate to an isolated area. So if you kind of look in here and you look back out, obviously we've kind of chosen a strategic place with a choke point to build our colony. so that it's like blocked off and isolated, almost like a medieval castle. It's in a good location because the gate now closes everything. We don't have just that little fence running along, which is what we had before. So I think that's a big visual improvement in the game. All right, Platty, go get us, do your thing. See, she's getting us 200 research now, so her level 3 research is stronger than it used to be. So we got a couple hundred. We're going to go back here and spend that on, what did I say, food. We want communal eating. It gives us the cookhouse and the logging camp. Good deal. And then with our next, we'll see what we want to do. Probably we'll want to start doing parts, power and parts right after this. But now we've got communal eating. And we need some more people for that to make that work, because we're going to need 2 workers to do that. We've only got 2 carriers, plus these. I mean, we could do it right now. Yeah, we can do it. Shoot. All right, so first thing we want to do in order to make this work is set up a logging camp. This has just now become available to us. This logging camp is, we'll put it out here, some nice trees. This logging camp is going to cut down logs and convert them into firewood. That firewood is what we need for our cookhouse. Our cookhouse is now available right here. We're going to put it near our main food storage and pause it. We're going to do this one first. That's already ready. We'll unpause it. This is what's nice about when you actually have decent when you get this going well, you can build this stuff fairly rapidly. So we're going to have a logging camp. We only need 1 worker for now, and we're going to have them go right out here into this nice woods and cut down trees and turn them into firewood. Platty's taking a beating, but she is getting us research. So now we have 300 to play with. Let's see what we can do with that. Okay, we're going to need power before we... Oh, you know what? Oh, this is... they've made this a lot easier on us here. These are lower than they used to be in terms of requirements. So we can get our energy production, we can get our junk recycling, which allows us to start making our own parts. Beautiful. All right, so that's the next thing we want to get into. We gotta wait till we have some people now, but what we want to get into next is creating some power and creating our own parts. And if we look at that, we can kind of look ahead. Maybe this will help us decide what to do with Platty. For the power, if we wanted to do a wind turbine, we would need 8 parts. We only have 7. And to do our mechanic shop, we're good. We're good on that. So 1 turbine, 1 mechanic shop would work nicely. But we need 1 more part. Okay, Platty, get us finish off this research. Ouch again. All right, our cookhouse. What we want to do with the cookhouse is we want to do mixed meals. Now we can do veggie meals, which would in effect double the benefit of our veggies. So every every 5 vegetables with a firewood could turn into 10 meals. But we want the mixed meals right there. So now, if we have a couple of firewood, which we'll have no trouble getting, we can take 3 meat and turn that into 10 meals, and 4 veggies turn them into 10 meals. So we're basically, in effect, we are tripling our food, our meat production, and more 2.5 times, more than doubling our veggie production. That's a really good deal. So our food production should start going up nicely. Not to mention the fact that now we have more nutritious meals, and the overall health of our population should start improving. Why is this person so low? And you'll notice too, some of these people, I don't know if he was one of our originals, but his walking speed is slower. He does work harder though. But anyway, they all have different characteristics, which right now we don't have to play with too much because there's not a lot you can do to control them. But let's just see here. Not sure what this is doing. I think this is supposed to be, I think that graph is coming later, but we're missing something here. I should be able to see. Not sure what, not sure what that's telling us. Let's look at our buildings here. Our recycler, we can put another person in recycling, but we're in good shape right now. The sawmill, we only need one. We don't have any damaged buildings. Logging camp, we only need one. We're good on all of that. And our overall health is 99, which is good. Can't complain. All right, let's just keep going. I'm going to go ahead and build another shanty in anticipation of some growth. And our water, yeah, we're still accumulating, so that's good. We're still going forward with the water. Now this says waiting for a builder, and we have 0 carriers, and I don't know if even our farmers who are not necessarily, see this field's growing, so this person should be, he's out carrying stuff for us, but I don't think they'll come and build, so we really do need to specifically have somebody come and build if we want to build something. So let's take somebody off scrapping for a minute. And see if we'll get somebody to come and build this. There we go. And let's send them back on scrapping. Now the other thing we see, we're only 3 up on the water. We're accumulating, which is great, but we're only 3 up, which means few more people come into our colony and we're going to be negative again, which we absolutely do not want. So while we've got, again, kind of a pause in the action, we can sink another well if we can find a good spot. 9, 11 is pretty good, not great. Let's let it run slowly while I ponder this. 10. We've just about hit all the really great spots, which means we kind of want to get to that. Again, we want to get to some research. Let's go out and keep working on that. So much so that I'm actually not going to spend the rest of her time picking that up. See, we've got good production going, so bringing this stuff in matters, but it doesn't matter that much. It's not nearly as important as getting some more research going. Okay, our next catastrophe is about to hit, a meteor shower. Now, these are very damaging, but they're not awful. We could get some folks injured. That's another change, the meteor showers, and it's just what I thought. We were talking about the splash damage and does it happen, does it not? And with the new update, it's now splash damage. So meteors hit and they have an area of effect that they have splash damage, meaning there's damage out in a wider area than the exact impact crater of the meteor. And I think it used to be programmed to literally the meteors would hit buildings, right? They'd have X number of meteors and they'd hit X number of buildings. But now the meteors come down and kind of hit randomly, and then the damage is splash damage. So you could get damage to buildings, or maybe not. You also can get damage to people, so you need good shelter for them. But they're going to be out there working in the shower, so they can be damaged, and so we need to make sure we have health care. And we make sure we have carriers to do our repairs, which will... once this thing hits, we'll shut down a couple of things, make sure we have some people to run around and do our repairs. But otherwise, we should be in good shape for this because we've got good supplies to work with to do the repairs. All right, rabbit hunting. Go get it. Yeah, not great. They got 2 venison, so not a great kill with that rabbit hunting. So for the meteor shower, we're pretty much prepared. We're looking pretty good there. Lumber again, I'd go, wow, that's great. We got lumber, but it's our lumber production's excellent right now. What's going on with this guy? Okay, our resources on the way, so our cookhouse should be getting firewood and should be getting... Okay, we've got predictably enough. Our firewood's over here, so let's see if we can't improve the flow a little bit with a road. So there's one of those triple deaths I was talking about. In theory, if she's at 100 health, we should be able to hit that at least once and survive. In the past, you could lose a person with 100 health. All right, we've cut down all our trees, so let's move our work area out here. And we could build a road to help them. Someone's at the gate. Okay, so my thing with these people that are a little weird is we could open the gate and see what happens, or we could be conservative and say thank you. Bye-bye. You can see which one I picked. Okay, what is that? Cockroaches. We can pick up cockroaches. I guess we would eat them. Yum. So that would be a food source. Okay. Now, why isn't this getting vegetable? Look at this. We have no... Oh, okay. I see what's going on. All right. We don't have any carriers. And nobody's carrying. That's interesting. That's interesting. All right. So we're going to cut back on the scrapping a little bit. And got to have somebody do some carrying for us. What else can we cut back on? We need more people is what we need. We'll cut back on the scrapping on both of these. We're in pretty good shape here. And let's see if I can't get some of this stuff taken out of the field. Okay, we picked up another adult. That's good. Now here comes our meteor storm. I'll slow it down so you can kind of see it. There, we took a hit. There's the splash damage. That hit right in there and it got 3 of our buildings. But it did minor damage to each one. That just makes perfect sense. Maybe shouldn't be rebuilding these until the storm is over, but I could get it rebuilt and then hit again. Now let's speed this up and finish this off. Alright. So what I like to do with these is kind of look for the messages, pause afterwards and look for the messages and clean them up. The other thing we can do is look at our statistics, look at our buildings, and see which ones are damaged. And this is really useful for the water wells and stuff that you've kind of put out in the middle of nowhere. So this water well right here, we can go out to it and set it to repair. I probably never would have noticed that without the buildings view. Water well, the scrapper. We're already repairing that. Water tower. Okay, so I would not have noticed that was in need of help. And this is where the maintenance building would help us in the future. If we had maintenance buildings covering everything, then we would get repairs. Our health is down, and we took probably got some damage to our colonists, possibly. Let's get these buildings straightened out first. Where are we? Our school took a shot. One hit right in here, I think I saw. And what else? There's another water tower. Let's get that one repaired. And then the shanties. I saw some messages about shanties. We've already got those queued up to fix. Okay. All right, group of survivors at the gate. Here we go. Ah, good. We can get another, pardon me. We can get another specialist, which is great. 8 adults and a child. They can bring some clothing, food, and medicine. Come on in. Now we have to look at our water. We're -9, so we're going to have to, hoping to hold off on sinking another well, but we're going to have to sink another well now. And $10, $11 looks pretty good. Let's put a well right out there. That'll give us 11 more, which will put us positive. And so water, food. Our food is still good. Okay, we're going to have to build some shanties after we get the rest of this done, but we want to get our water first, food second. Which, by the way, is one thing probably should have done, didn't do, is harvest the crops before that shower. I didn't think about it, shame on me. When you lose them, you lose them. They're gone. Okay, this guy... a 2 attack, not exactly strong, but he's not awful. Yeah, that's tools, we don't care. Let's go up here. Let's look up here toward what Platty's up to. There's a bandit camp. We don't know what they're hiding, so that might be worth going after to see if there's research underneath it. Okay, our repairs are getting done. Okay, so we need to deal with our housing. We've got 9 homeless. We need at least 3 shanties. let's get that done. We've got plenty of resources, so I'm just going to leave them all queued up to be built. We have plenty of workers now, so let's go back and get some more stuff going. There we go. Our homeless is taken care of. Let's go out here and see what our guys can get into. That was a goof. I shouldn't let her go somewhere where she didn't. Well, you want to try to get a useful action out of every move from your specialist. And sometimes I do a good job with that, and sometimes I do a crappy job. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're right on our. Well, now we got a homeless because we got another adult. So now we need another shanty or something. I think I'm going to put in a tenement. We don't have to have everybody making babies. I don't know what's the matter with this land right here. What's the matter with that? Oh well. Okay, let's slow this down. Our pickups. We've got one full stockpile. That's all right. This one is now not picking anything up, and neither is whatever that is. Go out there. I'll take that back. Go out. Here. And this guy, wow, he's full too. Wow. And this one has finished off all that metal, which is nice. Why don't you go work your way down the road here. Okay. This one is tapped out, so we'll... Oh, you know where that's really useful? The way they show you... Now they show you this one's being done. That's really useful now because I can see that this one's already being picked up by somebody, so we can go work on this one. Very nice, very nice. Okay, we're at 0 water, so another well. Yeah, another well. 10. Okay, there's some good water right out here. Looks like we can get a 12. Let's drop a well right there. And as we make that well, we'll declare success on this episode. Again, we've we made it through. Oh, I see what's wrong with our shoot. I think I've got that. I'm gonna knock that down and do it again. I think I've got that shanty in the wrong place. I did. That's why that tenement couldn't go there. All right, let's stop right there. We're building another well, so our water production will go back up. Our food production, what is going on here? Why isn't this working? It's always resources are on the way, but they're never here. Finished our well already. I'm not understanding this. All right, when we come back, we're going to figure out the mystery of the cookhouse and why isn't it picking up those 156 potatoes that we have? And why is it that this food storage, which is our food storage, shows 0 veggies in it when this up here says we have 156 potatoes and 43 corn? I'm thinking maybe we have a improvement opportunity for the game. That's entirely possible because we have plenty of carriers to pick stuff up. I don't think we have to tell this food storage to go like this. Yeah, see, it doesn't even give you a green. So that's not the answer. Huh. All right, we'll deal with that in the next episode. It'll be interesting. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it'll help you become a better player. I hope you'll like, comment, and subscribe, and join us for our next Surviving the Aftermath video.